All set? Good morning, everyone. Thank you. Welcome to the Archdiocese of Agana, the St. John Paul the Great Center for Evangelization. I'd like to welcome the different members of the media. I see the Pacific News Center here today. Thank you. Pacific Island Times, Jamie from the Guam Post, Crystal, Pacific Daily News, KUM, Crystal, and I believe KOG might be here, but we also have the Catholic News Media, the editor, John Panetta. Did I miss anyone? Great. Okay. Okay, we're going to start now. Thank you. Without any further ado, I welcome Archbishop Michael Burns.
Good morning. So, just coming over here, it strikes me, on the one hand, I think the news is kind of out informally, but this announcement is, really kind of historical. Over 70 years of the Chancery and the Bishop's residence has been located here. And today, I wish to announce that the Chancery offices and the Bishop's residence will be relocated and put up for intended sale of the whole Chancery property located here on San Ramon Hill in Hagatna. The offices and workers currently located at the Chancery will relocate to the grounds of the Dulce Nombre de Maria Cathedral Basilica grounds in Hagatna. So this move is part of our efforts as an archdiocese related to the liquidation and sale of church property on Guam in the midst of, on the one hand, challenging financial times and, more significantly, the settlement of the clergy sex abuse cases. As we learned yesterday, the mediation process related to the sex abuse cases has been set for September, specifically September 17th, 18th, and 19th. And so in anticipation of this mediation process, the Archdiocese is in the process of evaluating these sexual abuse claims on an individual basis. This is all part of the mediation protocol. And in the end, it will necessitate the selling of certain of our properties owned by the Archdiocese. We anticipate that the relocation of the Chancery offices will take place in September of 2018. We're in 2018 right now, aren't we? Yeah, in 2018. And as developments occur, we will certainly update the public on if there are changes or turns in the whole relocation process. So that's what I wanted to announce. I know again it's been out there by rumor, but we're confirming that yes, this is the plan, and we're going to do it. So any questions or? Okay.
How much are you putting this property up for sale?
A very wise man said the whole question of property is really based on what the seller will accept and what the buyer will pay. And right now, we don't have a forecast of it. I suspect we we'll probably do some kind of appraisal, but right now we don't have a definite number.
So an appraisal hasn't been done yet?
Correct. Yes?
How many people work here, and where will you live?
Down in the cathedral. In the offices, the buildings around the cathedral. I'll live down there. We have, 25, 26?
25 or so,
yes, employees here. And we've only done kind of a cursory estimation of the square footage we'll need, but I think we say here this is about 7,000 to 8,000 square feet. So we think we can identify up to perhaps even 10,000 square feet for our offices and conference rooms as we would need. So we think that there's sufficient space there.
Who were the original owners of this property, and when?
We were just asking about that.
Oh, you don't?
I don't know that particular thing. But I'm sure we'll, in our research, because we've got a team just working on, the history of a lot of our properties, mainly for the sake of securing that the deeds are properly registered and that we actually have ownership of these things. So I'm afraid I just don't know that off the top of my head.
Does the church know when the Chancery was first built here, though?
I was asking around for that, but it was after the war, and so we're looking at about 70 years ago. So, and it was built originally by Bishop Baumgartner, and then of course Archbishop Flores resided here and worked through here. Of course, one of the highlights of the history of this place is the visit of Pope John Paul II, St. Pope John Paul II, who spent the night in the residence. I know that very much because there's plaques all over the house. Pope John Paul slept in this room. Pope John Paul resided in this house for a day, and Pope John Paul prayed at this place. And there's actually a nice little portrait of the Holy Father signed to Archbishop Flores or Archbishop Brown back then. So
You must have been exploring these alternatives, though, to selling the property. You brought this up last fall.
Yeah, and so, so at a certain point we realized, well, we don't absolutely have to be here, it is a property that we could give up. It's not uncommon on the mainland that the pastoral center would be one of the things that, is liquidated, so. Yeah, and of course, for me, I gotta move. It's not like I've got a lot of stuff here, but it's, the older I get, kind of a pain to move, but it's necessary, and it does, again, indicate that, again, we're turning another page in the book, another chapter, and so I think there's something even symbolic that's happening here. Yeah, Crystal?
Has anyone shown interest in buying this property yet?
Not to my knowledge. Nobody's approached me. So.
Do you have a listing agent yet? Or?
No, we don't. We're still kind of, part of, we've got to work with not just our needs, but we have to make sure that what we're doing is copacetic amongst the plaintiff's lawyers as well. Yes, ma'am.
Is this the only property so far that you are going to be putting up for sale?
Well, we've already, mentioned the Networkswater grounds, actually hotel grounds. That will be another property on the list. Yeah.
But when will that happen?
We've got to align our timing with the needs of the mediation protocol, and so we haven't worked out the exact timing yet.
Have you examined any philanthropic? Is there anybody who might? I mean, the public relations problem of someone buying this property would be, to my mind, really substantial.
Yeah. So we love it if somebody just wanted to come in and buy it, but we don't. Right now, we don't have any.
I mean,
people in mind.
Would you really want to be the party who tore down the?
Right. Yeah, I get that. Yeah. But nonetheless, I think we feel like it's something we need to do on our end.
So only these two properties for now, the RMS and the Chancery?
Right. Yeah. That's
Because the
all
list was like 40. It was like 40.
49. It's a little bit larger now as we continue to discover. We're still assembling our going through the deeds and finding out what we found. So.
Do we think we'll have enough for the mediation? For the settlements?
between, we're gonna lean most on insurance, and I think we've, made that clear, going forward, and we've got hope, it's the problem, again, of, dealing with property is that it's what, the seller will accept and what the buyer will pay, and so there's a real fluidity on the range of prices we could get for various properties.
Earlier you said the liquidation and sale of the properties, part of it will go to help the finances of the church, and then the majority of it will go towards the settlement. How much of that will?
Well, I can't give a ratio, but yeah. So but it is, yes, it will be dealing with both. Most of it, the vast majority will have to be set aside for the mediation process. Yeah.
Speaking of church finances, has it improved since you last reported?
I mean, my finance council president might want to offer a little. He's got a closer pulse of the situation.
We're going to address that in the next press conference when we have that on our challenging financial times. Yeah. Otherwise, we're just going to go into more and more detail and something like that. So right now, it's about the Chancery.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if someone wants to buy this property, they just call the Chancery?
At this point, yeah, I suppose. Yeah. Talk to Mr. Untalan. Yeah. We'll let you know when the garage sale happens. So. Yes,
Can you
ma'am.
tell us where specifically at the cathedral the offices will be located, where the residents will be at?
We're still looking at that. There's several spaces that would be possible, but we will need to do a walkthrough. I haven't done a walkthrough on what's available, what will be best for this or that thing. But like I say, we've mainly just done the kind of the square footage estimation right now.
And you said it
But
was
we think we've got enough room.
7,000 to 8,000.
This place is about 7,000 to 8,000. We think we're going to get up. We could get up to 10,000
at the
in the cathedral. Yeah, it's a variety of configurations, but some architect will have fun. All right. Well, thanks so much for coming out, and we'll keep you posted as developments occur. God bless you all.
Thank you. I'll also, besides handing you a hard copy, I'll send a digital copy, and I'll also include a list of the Chancery services and functions that comprise it. Thank you. Thank you.
grab that paper real quick.
Howdy. Take care.
Let's step outside.
You're out.
So you've heard it from the Archbishop himself, this property in Aganya, which I would think is like borderline Sinahanya, borderline Aganya, and borderline Aganya Heights. It will be up for sale, intent for sale. Again, it's in preparation for the clergy sexual abuse lawsuits and the mediation, the settlement that is expected to happen in September. What will happen to the people who work here and for the bishop who historically has always lived on this property? They will move to the Haganya Cathedral. They're trying to assess, if they think there's enough space for them. About 25 employees will have to, the pastoral center will basically move down to the cathedral. And then also Archbishop Burns will be living at the cathedral. We don't know how much this property costs, but it's just one of two properties that is definitely up for sale. And that second property is the Redemptorist Mater Seminary in Junya. Again, that was a former hotel. We don't know how much that costs, how much that's worth. Again, that's the problem with property, selling property. It's dependent on the seller, what they're willing to to accept, and then the buyer what they're willing to pay. No appraisal has been done yet. Even with the RMS, no appraisal. At least they didn't confirm if an appraisal was done yet. We should note that the Archbishop said, quote, "It's not uncommon in the mainland that the pastoral center is liquidated." Again, we're seeing about 160 clergy sexual abuse lawsuits, and majority, as we reported yesterday, are ready to settle. About 95%. That's with each lawsuit about $5 to $10 million. That's a lot of money. We'll get more on Archdiocese finances at a later date, but again, the Chancery in a nutshell is up for sale. So buyers, call the Chancery if you're interested in this property.